You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, guys, let's talk about Shaquille O'Neal, the all-time great NBA player, most notably known as being the center for the Los Angeles Lakers. 3 championships there, 4 championships overall, 3 finals MVPs. He is truly one of the greatest players of all time. Now, he actually weighed in on the GOAT debate of the NBA, and he didn't necessarily say who was his GOAT, but he weighed in on LeBron James and his argument for being in the GOAT conversation. Now, as of right now, based off of what Shaq said, LeBron James is not the GOAT, okay? But he weighed in on how LeBron can actually become the undisputed GOAT. And his reasoning, I really don't agree with it whatsoever. I'm a big fan of Shaq, I really am, but his reasoning doesn't really make any sense, okay? So let's go ahead, let's dive into this. Shaquille O'Neal on LeBron James' GOAT case, quote, "If he passes Kareem in points, we all got to shut the hell up," close quote. Now, so a statistic of scoring the most points in NBA history, that would actually make him the GOAT. Now, guys, think of this. Let's say LeBron James is in his last year. He needs, 2 points to pass Kareem. And in his last season, he's absolutely pathetic. You know, he's scoring 5 points per game, and he's on his last leg. So he scores that 2 or 3 points or whatever, passes Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So therefore, we must recognize LeBron as the greatest player of all time based on his last season when he was pretty much a nobody, averaging 5 points per game. No, I don't believe that's the way it should work. I really don't. I know I'm probably being a little bit extreme right there, saying LeBron averaging 5 points per game. I don't believe that would actually happen, but I'm just giving a hypothetical. So let's dive into this. It says, it's not a secret that LeBron James aims to finish his career as the greatest basketball player of all time. The King has done enough to convince many people he's the best hooper ever, but others have a different opinion. Players like Michael Jordan, who's the real GOAT, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar have a compelling case against the Los Angeles Lakers superstar, which is why he's trying to add more accolades to an already impressive resume. Now, his resume definitely is impressive. It really is. But LeBron James is no Michael Jordan. He doesn't have the mental toughness of Michael Jordan. You know, LeBron James, what he'll do, he'll jump ship from a team, create another super team, and say, "Hey, look at me. I have these amount of rings. I'm chasing that ghost in Chicago," you know, that kind of thing. He wasn't loyal to his team the way Michael Jordan was loyal to the Bulls. Now, what were the Bulls before Michael Jordan? They were nothing. They were not very good at all. But he stuck it out. And Michael Jordan was actually losing in the first round quite a few times, and actually to some all-time great teams. But he stuck around, and he got better. The Bulls got better. He didn't want to jump ship like LeBron has, jumping from place to place to place. But it goes on here. It says, recently, Shaquille O'Neal talked about what LeBron needs to do to reach the undisputed GOAT status. The big man made it clear that he doesn't like to discuss these topics since he knows all the people involved in the debate. Still, he explained what James must do now to be the greatest of all time. And I get that. I really understand that because Shaq is a Laker. So Michael Jordan's in the conversation, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And of course, you know, he's going to be bringing Kobe in that as well. And he's pretty much, I believe, close with all of these players here. But Shaq had this to say, quote, "I don't like having this conversation because I actually know all these guys. I think this is LeBron's plan. He wants to pass Kareem because if he passes Kareem in points, we all got to shut the hell up." Shaq played with LeBron after being traded from Phoenix in 2009. He was ready to help LeBron out that year, but things didn't go well for the Cavaliers. Now, Shaq was pretty pathetic in Cleveland. I don't even want to imagine Shaq like that. He was very much overweight. He was on his last legs, but he went to Boston. You know, he blew up even more. and he was definitely washed up. But Shaq says this, quote, "He's a great player, a great friend, and my motto when I heard I was being traded was ring for the king." Ultimately, O'Neal believes LeBron will surpass Kareem in points, and when that happens, there won't be much to say to deny that James is the greatest basketball player ever to live. That's their words, not mine. But Shaq says this, quote, "He's going to have 4 rings. You already passed up Kobe. You already passed up Mike. Now you pass up Kareem." He's talking about the points there. So if that doesn't make him the greatest basketball player, I don't know what we're talking about. It's always going to be Mike, going to be Kobe, and then probably LeBron, close quote. Now, here's the problem with Shaq's argument on this. If LeBron becomes the all-time leading scorer, he's going to be the GOAT. Think of this, guys. When Michael Jordan retired from the NBA, was he the all-time leading scorer? No, it was Kareem. And Kareem actually has 6 championships, also 6 MVPs, but nobody believes that Kareem was a better basketball player than Michael Jordan. And actually, for the most part, if anybody has the best case to surpass Mike as the GOAT, many people do believe is actually Kareem. But still, Michael Jordan, 3rd on the all-time scoring list when he retired, is still universally recognized as the GOAT when he retired. So LeBron passing up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in points, I don't think that's going to give him much of a case at all. I really don't. You know, think of this. In the NFL, who is the all-time leading passer in NFL history as far as yards? That's Drew Brees. Now, Tom Brady's going to pass him up this season, but nobody believes that Drew Brees is even remotely close to Tom Brady when it comes to the GOAT conversation. Most of everybody believes that Tom Brady is the GOAT. He doesn't have the yardage just yet, but that's going to happen this season. I believe Brady needs something like 1,400 yards or something like that. But I don't agree with Shaq on this whatsoever. Just because LeBron James ends up passing Kareem, and he very well may end up passing Kareem. Now, LeBron has been a bit injury prone the last couple of years. Remember, first year with the Lakers, he missed quite a few games with the groin injury. And then the next season, the season was kind of shortened down because of the virus. And this season, he missed 6 weeks. Now, if LeBron doesn't end up being healthy, and there's a possibility that, the injuries could keep piling on because remember, he's going to be 37 years old. He may not end up actually passing Kareem, but I do think that he probably will end up passing Kareem. We'll have to see. But I don't think that's going to make much of a difference. I really don't. If he never wins another championship, he's still going to have 4 championships. And he's still going to have a bunch of finals losses on his resume. And the 2011 NBA Finals, that right there automatically should just disqualify him from being the GOAT. What happened against Dallas, there's no way in the world that would actually happen to Michael Jordan. LeBron James didn't want it. He just hid away. And he actually said he didn't leave his house for 2 weeks or something like that after that finals loss to the Mavericks. That would have never happened to Michael Jordan. Never. I don't care how many points LeBron James scores. He will never be Mike. He never will. He's an all-time great player himself. He definitely is. But also, and Shaq didn't even bring this up, the decline of the NBA really is on LeBron James. You cannot be the GOAT when you have destroyed your league with lies that have nothing to do with basketball. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, do you guys agree with Shaq that LeBron could be the GOAT or will be the GOAT if he surpasses Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in points? No, I just don't think that's going to be the case. I really don't. I think the all-time scoring record is nice, but when it comes to GOAT conversation, I don't think it has anything to do with that. I really don't. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.